What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants. No hate. So, Jaron Boots Ennis versus Staniones. He got the job done, got the stoppage, round 6. And this is what it's about. It's not about talking and bragging and promising things. You know what? Jaron Boots Ennis, what he needs to do, and what I believe he understands now, he can't try to fight for these fans. You know, you can come out and say, I'm going to put on a spectacular performance. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be in the best shape of my career. This is going to be the best performance. You don't know what's going to happen come fight night. You know, shit happens. You break your hand in the ring. Something goes wrong. You don't even quit. You continue to fight, but you're fighting with an injury. Oh, this isn't an excuse. Oh, he's overrated. That's just the way people are. And especially these non-fighting so-called fans that love to talk and don't know anything about boxing at all. They just repeat what they're talking, what they say, you know. That's like watching an episode of ER and then thinking that your ass is a doctor all of a sudden. Like you can just go in there and operate. You ain't have no hands-on experience with nothing. Just watching, you know, shows about being a doctor. Okay. I'm going to tell you something. The night the fight happened, I watched the fight. And I went in this restaurant, man, and these dudes from New York, I guess they was hanging out with the Philly dude from Philly. And they was like, nah, I'm telling you, yo, Boots ain't ready, yo. Boots get hit too easy. Nah, yo, Staniones was giving it to him. Yo, and I'm sitting there like, what fight was y'all watching, man? What fight was y'all watching? What type of fantasy fighter do you have in your head that you think this is what every fight is supposed to look like or whatever? Because, man, this dude, let me tell you something. When you are fighting at close quarters, okay, you know, when Pernell Whitaker was fighting, there's a lot of times people were saying Pernell was boring, he played too much, oh, man, all that white weaving up and down. Like, they criticized Pernell, and then they would say, this guy, Julio Cesar Chavez included, was going to beat Pernell, this guy, and then Pernell would beat these guys. They thought Azuma Nelson was going to beat Pernell, and, you know, Pernell went in and did his thing. Now, what I found interesting was how little they know about boxing, and everybody, like so many people was doing polls. Who did they think was going to win, Boots or Staniones? And every poll I saw had Staniones winning, that he was going to beat Boots. You know, the round 6, when he stopped, I saw it on my dead mama. I said, he gonna probably quit in the corner, man. Because Boots started playing with him. Boots started getting real comfortable. He was talking to the, you know, people at ringside. Man, he was playing with them, and he was destroying them. Now, my thing is, this is just a typical, you know, Staniones is gonna win. Staniones this, yo, he's a good fighter. Yo, Staniones. Then after he get his ass whooped, oh man, he was overrated. He ain't what we thought we was. I saw an interview with Brian Norman, and Brian Norman Sr., and he was talking this nonsense, man. Every time he tried to give Boots some credit, he would say something then he say, I'm not trying to, you know, sound like I'm hating on him. I'm trying to, look, you can talk all the shit you want. Your son is no big star. Your son is not a big money maker. In fact, what I don't understand is, for your son to make $100,000 in his last fight, and then turn down $2 million or 2.5, whatever it was, that is ridiculous. Not to mention, see, back in the day, people had this mindset. All right, you the A side now, but if I beat you, I become the A side. Now it's like a bunch of diva stuff, and like Brian Norman Jr., you know, he'd be a good fighter, man, but he doesn't have any big names on his resume that he's done anything. Now Boots is carrying, what, he got 3 belts now? So 1 more to go. My thing is, are you going to actually put your son in there with Boots or no? Because Brian Norman Sr. and Jr. starting to give me, you know, Schofield and his fathers like type vibes. All of this talking, we don't care. Look, we saw you talk about he fight C-level guys and he ain't got no defense. He gets hit. Okay, cool. He get hit by C-level. Okay, that means Brian Norman Jr. should have no problem with going in there and knocking out Boots Ennis and taking his belts. See, because when you do all this talking and talk about what he is and what he isn't, okay, are you saying your son are those things that Boots isn't? Because I don't understand why the fight hasn't been made yet. And you keep going on different people channels, Brian Norman Sr. talking about how he ain't ducking nobody. He always got a story to tell, but nobody's telling these stories other than him. So, like, when you are trying to make it seem like Boots and them don't want to fight y'all, like, y'all can't even get big fights. Like, who are the big fights for y'all? Like, who are the big names? And this is what I'm talking about. This is the guy with 3 belts, and instead of, ain't nobody telling you to go there, bowing down to the guy. I'm saying you're trying to talk down on Boots, but what can you say that your son has done more, any more impressive? You're talking about, and people like, oh, he don't always get the stoppage, man. He'll be getting knockouts. This motherfucker is 34-0 with 30 knockouts. So he don't knock out 4 people, and all of a sudden he don't get the knockout. What are y'all talking about? And I'm like, what fight was you dudes watching talking about, man, he was getting jacked up. Yo, that dude was tagging him. Yo, he almost beat him. And I'm like, wow. And I had saw the fight. I'm over here grabbing some food, like I said, from the halal, and I'm just sitting there like, wow. And I'm just looking at one of the dudes, like, and he knew he ain't know what the fuck he was talking about. Like, none of them knew what they were talking about. The Philly dude was like, yo, listen, man, y'all be talking all this shit. Yo, just fight him. That's all. And that's exactly how I feel, man. What did Terrence Crawford say about Errol Spence? Why he said he was talking shit about Errol Spence with the Hall of Fame shit. We know this motherfucker's delusional. But him saying that made people dig into, including myself, go dig into his damn and to his title defenses and his title reigns is undisputed. And you saw he beat no Hall of Famers. He beat no all-time greats. And the one guy, like I said, the most decorated guy that he beat, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. The most decorated guy he beat was Spence. But Spence was like his easiest fight. Simple, bottom line is, him saying that, come on, man. What did he say, though? It's because they was talking about how, oh, man, when I came to the division, he ain't did nothing. And see, so my point is this. People would say, hey, Terrence Crawford get cracked too at times. I don't know why y'all be acting like Terrence Crawford defense is so perfect. No, he be getting cracked too. That BLK Prime fight he had, yeah, I'm going across the street and coming right back. That dude was cracked him a couple of times with some shots he shouldn't have got hit with. But at the same time, it's like, oh, yo, he got a good chin. Yeah, well, so does Ennis. It's just the fact that it's like if Crawford get hit with the same shots that Boots get hit with, y'all don't notice it. But if Boots get hit with the same shots that Crawford get hit with, oh, he ain't got no defense. Okay, cool. Then fight him. The same way people was talking about what Crawford won't be able to do against this guy and that guy. Okay, well, cool. Guess what happened when he stepped up to the plate? He was able to do it. So when you sit here and talk all of this stuff about what Jaron Boots Ennis is, what he isn't, okay, then your son should have no problem fighting him. What's the holdup? And this is my thing. You don't want to be champion? Sometimes these fighters walk around making it seem like they can fight anybody else in the division that don't have a belt. And that's just as big of a fight as the guy holding the belt. Yet, they're not fighting anybody that you even care to see them fight. So, why would Brian Norman and his Jr. and his father try to sit and act like, like to sit up and say, they'll try to make it seem like y'all don't want this fight. Y'all, in today's world of social media, I don't know why these motherfuckers don't go live on FaceTime or Zoom or whatever the hell and hey, look, I want the fight. Bottom line, now the world get to hear you guys saying what you're going to say. And I'm not talking about like a couple of pussies jumping on there cursing and swearing and trying to act tough. No, I mean, yo, let the world hear what's going on. Because there's no reason, if there's no legitimate reason for the fight to not happen other than just one of the fighters, they don't want the fight or whatever it may be, then there won't be no he said, she said. It'll be coming from the horse's mouth. Because if somebody's saying they want to fight, and then all you get is, man, they don't want to fight. Oh man, they just talking, man. Okay, well, what happened? No explanations, just they don't want it. Okay, why? Why did you say that? What happened? So when Boots tell you, yo, this motherfucker made $100,000 his last fight. We offered him $2 million or whatever, and he turned it down. Remember when Shakur turned the offer down from the Haney's? And he admitted that he did. Then he turned around and got to the point where he fought the next fight for less. Remember when, what's the dude name? Frank Martin made that comment? Man, shit, if they would offer me, whatever, I fight shit. Hell yeah, I take it, man. I take it for less than that. And then when he was in the position, what did he do? Same thing, turned the fight down. So what I feel is a lot of these dudes is trying to use other fighters' names to build their profile up. Well, what's actually really happening is they're not ready yet. They're not ready. They're talking like they're ready, but they're not ready. So now, if and when the fight happens, and you go in there and get embarrassed, like if the way Brian Norman is talking, Brian Norman Sr., they should knock Boots out. Or, and listen, if they somehow lose, it should be a dog fight. You understand? Where, hey man, he showed up. But you go in there and get beat the fuck up. I'm just saying. Like, see, what a lot of times, man, these fathers, they gas their sons' heads up. And they get it, and they go in there and telling them shit and talking for them. And they build them up to the point where they haven't won any championships. They've done nothing significant. But they're talking like they're the best in the division. Just to end up getting embarrassed. And when they do, it's like, what was all that talk about how great your son is now? Just saying, man. They make it seem like they're proven and battle tested. Everybody know. And like Jaron Boots Ennis is the one on the come up. Nah, it's the other way around, man. You can be confident that you can beat Boots and all that, great. But that's what I'm saying. I don't really believe your confidence, because all this talking, man, is real simple. Grown ass men should understand. So Aries, what you think about something? Hey man, Boots did what he's supposed to do. Yo, he stopped it with a body shot. You know what I'm saying? Like he banged his body up. I'm saying he dropped him in the fight. He got the knockdown. He banged his body up, took it to him, broke him down systematically. That's what we talking about. Hey, and listen, man, we looking forward to that fight. Boots and Brian Norman Jr., that's going to be a fight. We want this fight. That's going to be a fight. And we looking forward to that. This is going to be, these motherfuckers don't know how to do this now. They don't know how to do this shit. Everything now is let's shit on the fighter. Let's shit on our opponents. Let's not build the fight up to be great. Let's not, get the interest of the people. Let's just sit here and talk about how shitty the other fighter is that I'm going to fight. And this is garbage. It's pure garbage, and it means nothing, man. I'll tell y'all what though, with all this talking and everybody claiming to be the best in the division and everybody. Well, when Staniones got beat, now what happens is really simple. Boots has now beaten someone for a belt. All right, and he did what he had to do. Like I said, people talking all these shoes getting hit. Whatever, man. This is fighting, motherfucker. This is boxing. I don't know where y'all get this shit. Like, no, yeah, you call Floyd boring. They call Pernell boring. But then when they start hating on Floyd, they bring up Pernell. No, I remember. They used to say he was boring. They said Michael Nunn was boring. People watch Michael Nunn and be like, yo, that dude was good. Yeah. But if you listen to people talk, you wouldn't want to watch Michael Nunn. Why? He's boring. Yeah, they talk all that shit. So when somebody's really defensive, oh, it's boring. Come on, man, stop it. When a dude don't get hit, yo, man, we don't know if he got a chin, though. Okay, Boot showed you got a chin. Oh, but he getting hit. It's always something else, and it doesn't matter. So as long as Boots know, man, I'm going in to do what I got to do. Whoever they put in front of me, I'm coming to destroy that fucking fighter, and that's that. I ain't worried about these people trying to live up to their expectations, because this is what they do. Like I said, they make up this perfect fighter in their heads, and then this is what Boots supposed to be doing. And this is how the fuck you know. You don't even know how to fight. Shut up. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. So now, with all this being said, look. Boots went in there and showed he can box. He can bang when he needs to. He can mix it up. He's a lot sharper and smarter than people give him credit for. But then, too, like when Brian Norman Sr. said, well, I mean, I ain't trying to hate on him, man. I mean, he stopped him, but, it's not like he hit him and folded with one shot. I mean, he hit him with multiple shots. And I'm just like, wow. you're really trying to take credit from his performance, even though you're saying you're not trying to. That's exactly what you're trying to do. But you can't take credit away. Only thing you're showing is bitterness. You look jealous, man. I mean, what's all of the backbiting? You say one thing, then you go and contradict yourself with the very next comment that you make, trying to take credit away from someone that clearly we all see is better than your son. Now, if your son is ready, you feel he's ready, stop holding up the damn fight. Make it happen. When Staniones comes into this fight, and you got, like I said, all these different channels, people who you think is going to win, and all these polls with Staniones winning the fight, and then Brian Norman Sr. says, what we found out was, Staniones ain't the guy we thought he was. Well, at least that's at least how, Boots made it look. Like, stop. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. He sounds just like the fans. Build the guy up, he's this, he's that, he lose, he's overrated. Oh man, he ain't what we thought. Stop, man, stop. See, they either make it seem like a fighter had a bad night, or a fighter went in there and just didn't do what he was supposed to, but it had nothing to do with the opponent. Boots shut that shit down. And Boots, like I said, man, he it's times, they was exchanging, and yeah, okay, he got punched a couple of times. It's like I said, it's boxing, man. And you fighting at close quarters. But at the same time, once again, man, y'all got some fantasy fight in y'all head. Boots got it done, and that's what matters. So, talking about what Brian Norman Jr. can do, make the fight happen. Get in there and show. Now, who got the last belt? I think Barrios, right? So my thing with Boots is this: if he stays at 147, cool. If he go to 154, cool. Terrence Crawford made a comment saying, he ain't got no problem fighting Boots or whatever if Boots look good and come up to 154. And I'm saying to myself, man, the older Terrence Crawford get, you don't understand this, man. I don't even think that's a fight that's going to happen, because Terrence Crawford, he doesn't want to stick around. He want to get, one or two more big paydays and then be gone. But if he unifies and he already unified. If he becomes undisputed, then goes to 154. As long as Crawford is hanging around. Because like I said, ain't no guarantee him and Canelo is fighting. Y'all keep talking that bullshit like ain't no contract signed with them two. They're trying to make it, right? Or so-called. So let's say, that Boots do go up to 154. And they do actually fight. If Boots win, Crawford was old. And now, the favorite lie is he waited for Crawford to get old. And look, y'all. When it comes to using common sense, when it comes to being, straight up and calling it down the middle and not making excuses and lies, that's something a lot of people don't know anything about. But I will say this. Regardless to what anybody says, when two people really want to fight, it's not a whole lot to talk about. The more people talk, the more I feel like it's not going to happen. Like, this is what they're going to do. There's too much of this, man. Too much of this. And then people will say some shit like, oh, man, Boots talking shit. You motherfuckers, sit there and act like y'all don't hear the stupid questions that these interviewers ask. And I guess he's supposed to answer like a little bitch, like he's scared of Crawford or somebody or whatever. I feel like for Boots, man, focus on your career. Don't worry about Crawford. Because Crawford's, like he said, I'm at a point I can do whatever I want. I don't care what nobody say what they think. Fuck them, right? Okay. Focus on what you got to do. Whether it's at 147 or going up to 154. But either way, he did what he was supposed to do. He got the job done. And he put on a good performance. People talk about he almost lost. How did he almost lose? Well, I'm like, y'all definitely wasn't watching the same fight I was watching. But it is what it is, man. He showed a good pedigree, man. And like I said, all that shit about he has no defense. Okay, then go over there and knock him out then. Especially if he got no defense and Brian Norman Jr. can punch, right? Go knock him out. You win, you win. But if you get your ass whooped, you know how stupid that's going to make you and your son look? Come on, man. Anyway, talk to me in the comment section, y'all. I never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.